TEDxMonroeCorrectionalComplex, March 15th, 2014. Started right here in this room last year. Two of our administrators attended the event, came back so energized and inspired. We are going to do this. That was cool. And you're going to help. Yeah. Awesome. And you have 5 months. Not so awesome. But we did it. So now we're asked the question, what did we achieve? Well, we're not really sure. It's still too early, but we did achieve some things that we know about. Talked to my co-director, Marjorie, said, what did we achieve? She goes, we did it. And what did it look like when we got done? It was come like this. We're number two! Right? Because it felt good. Myself, talked to my kids, who introduced me to TED Talks through homework. My daughter just finished her freshman year at UNLV, and they had a recent TEDx event there, and she, my dad just did one. He helped create one in prison. Whew, everyone wanted to hear. I instantly achieved a level of coolness with my teenagers. I will never get back. That's it, I'm done. Our superintendent, though, was a little more thoughtful and absolutely right. Our event was held in our religious activity center on the spot where we had a line of duty death 3 years ago. Very tough subject for a lot of our staff. We had a lot of naysayers. What's your agenda? What are you trying to achieve? His thought what we achieved, and he's absolutely right, is we successfully had a program that brought together the men of the population and the administration to have an open and honest discussion about the future, which was unimaginable prior to. For me, the lasting impression right now, before we find more achievements, was with Grumpy. And I call him Grumpy. He's a man that's been in our population since 1982, 32 years. Targeted him very specifically to be in our audience because, he's been there, done that twice before even born. Nothing's going to be changing. At the end of the event, he came up to me and the superintendent to give me a handshake. And it's not a normal handshake. It started back here, right? You know those handshakes that hit you so hard? You're like, ugh, wham, Pete, that was awesome. Right? Superintendent, thank you so much. I can't imagine what this, Okay, thanks. Thursday, before coming here, I talked to him and said, hey, we are going to be talking about the event, what we achieved. And I'm really curious, because I targeted you specifically. What did we achieve? What do you think? He said, Mr. Maxson, it was really simple for me. I don't know about anybody else. I can't speak for them. I'm not about to try. But what you achieved for me was my best day in the last 32 years of my life. So for me, what did we achieve? The best day in 32 years? I think that's a pretty good start. Thanks.
Well, good afternoon, Ohio. I'm Sylvia Abril. I'm a correctional lieutenant for the California Department of Corrections and Rehabilitation at Ironwood State Prison. All right. Thank you. I'm very happy to be here today and very honored to talk about my TEDx event. With the help of many, California had their first event on May 10th. And I've brought some pictures here to share with you. This lady right here that you see is a mother who lost her only son, Michael, to a murder. And it was a mother's forgiveness. And her speech was so touching. The first time I heard it, I was at a victim services ceremony, and I'm the honor guard commander, and I've buried a lot of folks in my 20 years. But when I heard this lady speak so eloquent about forgiveness, knowing TEDx was in the back of my mind, she was a perfect candidate for this type of a platform. So I convinced her to be a participant. And she says, Lieutenant, but I don't go inside. I don't go inside the gate. I said, if you can forgive a man for taking your son's life, then you can take those steps inside, and I'm going to escort you. I'd be happy to escort you. So sure enough, she got through the services, and you can see some of the photos where I was congratulating her. TEDx means a lot of things to a lot of people, but I can tell you for me, as a female in a man's world, wearing a man's uniform, it's all about compassion for me and communication. I have an officer, Kelvin Williams. We call him Billy D for short because he thinks he's all that and a little bit more. In our profession, there's that line in the sand where it's the men in blue, and then there's us. You don't ever want to cross that, because then you're considered a lot of things. Well, Calvin Williams, Billy D for short, he wore his uniform, stood up, and his message was the absence of a father. And after it was all over, he shared with me and he said, "Sylvia, I conquered a lot of fears today." I said, "What was that?" He says, "One of them was growing up without a father." He says, "And I lost my wife like a year or so ago, and now I'm a single father. So it's funny how history repeats itself." And I said, "Okay." He says, "But you know what?" He just goes, "I'm going to change it from the way I was raised to the way I treat my children and raise them." So many stories came out. A lot of lines in the sand had faded away. So please go away from here knowing that, you know what, you do make a difference. Your voice does count. So stand up and be heard. And I want to thank Jason, where you at? Warden Jason, thank you very much for having me. Delia Cohen, there's a lot of people out here. Joe D, there's a beautiful picture of her and I somewhere, and it's great. And in case you didn't know, I'm from California, and I'm really excited to be here.
Good afternoon. I'm Janet Kelley. I'm from Pennsylvania, from the Department of Corrections, and I helped organize TEDxGraterfordStatePrison. I don't know if their pictures are up there yet, no, but it was our Secretary of Corrections who was asked to speak at TEDx, and he said, "No, I'm going to do my own, and we're going to do it at Graterford." And Graterford is our maximum security prison. It's got more than 4,000 male inmates. It houses our death row unit and lots of lifers. It was built in 1929. The roof leaks, curtains are ratty. It's not a very glamorous place at all. And I said, "Well, why do we want to do it at Graterford?" Because there's lots and lots of lifers there, and they take a lot of pride in their organizations, and they will make it a success. As always, he was right. Among our groups, we have education, hospice, Red Cross. We have scholarships for children of inmates. We have a lot of programs. I was blessed that one of our programs is the Mural Arts Program of Philadelphia, run by 16 artists, inmates, who made us a great backdrop. They painted them in their cells. And it showed, it symbolized them looking out on their Pennsylvania homes, their cityscapes, countryscapes, factory towns, row homes. And among all the things that we did that day, we had inmates talking about getting together with their victims. We had inmates talking about going from illiteracy to their bachelor's degree. And when it was over, from everybody, from the guy who painted the pictures on the backdrop, to the performers, to my obsessively compulsive stage manager, came up to me and thanked us for giving them this opportunity. Because they said it humanized us and it gave us a sense of self-worth that we haven't felt in a long time. And that's an idea we're sharing always for TED Behind Bars. Thank you.